Hey yo, let's go. You know what it is? Another week of that Smoke and Bear show. I'm Mike Rennie. With me as always, the lovely Mary. How goes it?
It's going wonderful now that we got this all up and running again.
Yep.
And a happy birthday to you.
Thank
It
you.
is
Made
your
it.
birthday.
Yes, 42 years. Made it. We made it. Excited going out with family and friends tonight. So yeah, and get to fire on some ponies all weekend for the birthday. And it's been a great summer too. Got to see Toga this year. So birthday year was it's been a good year. This show rolling, stuff kicking. So definitely been a good year overall. And yeah, I made it 42. What a awkward number. Let me just tell you.
Not that awkward. I can think of more awkward ones. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna cash some tickets, and
Heck
you have
yeah.
for us later in the show and a best bet later in the show. So we'll cash
Yep.
on those and continue the birthday mode.
Yep. Let's do it. Yeah. We got Rudy Rodriguez Jr. today, jockey agent getting up and rolling. Talk a little about the drafted incident. So it's pretty cool. Then we're going to go over the TVG Pacific Classic Grade 1, play of the day, and more. Let's get after it. So we're going to start off with the Grade 1 Pacific Classic, bound to fourth, Breeders' Cup, winning your in. You know who's in the race. We got the big boy. We'll kind of go over the list here. We got Extra Hope, Country Grammar, Royal Ship, Express Train, Frightline, and Stiletto Boy. Be pretty tough to beat someone in this field. Mary, you maybe try to get cute here and try to beat Frightline?
Always. But no. I it was that was a bad attempt at humor.
Oh,
I like
great.
Flightline. I got to see him on the undercard at Belmont Stakes. Wonderful horse to watch run, but because he's so lightly raced, and this will be his second start of his 4-year-old campaign, I have to go a little different because 1-5 is just a little too low for me on a horse that has run only a handful of times and he's already 4. And that leads me to Country Grammar. I think the Dubai World Cup performance was really good with this horse. I would like to see what he does. You have John Velasquez going over to the West Coast to ride him. So I'd like to see what happens there.
Yeah, I think Country Grammar, like I was talking to you a little about, is that wild card for me. Ran that one big race overseas, kind of been off and on over here in the States. Definitely has talent. Johnny V and Baffert, so you always got to be careful. I love Frightline. Going two turns for the first time, so trying something new, and I think it's going to show everyone just the beast that it is, and it's going to get it done. Win bet, no. But I play an exacta. I like Stiletto Boy. I like think Stiletto Boy is going to improve the most to me out of the horses in here. Frightline, to me, is just going to get it done and beast him. But Stiletto Boy has some speed. Can kind of go with Frightline. Maybe get a little exacta there. It should be a price. So 5-6 would be my exacta. And so yeah, I'm not doing anything. Going against Frightline, I can't see it because I've seen what Frightline has done to other horses. It'd be tough.
He's definitely going to be tough, and I'll be interested to see. I mean, if he does win this race, is he going to go to the Classic? Because the Classic is only 2 months from now, and this horse does not do quick turnarounds. And 2 months might not seem like a quick turnaround, but for this horse, it definitely is.
Yeah, we're curious to see what happens. Big race Saturday. Let's see if Frightline shows us the beast that it has shown in the past, going 2 turns for the first time. Mary's leaning a little bit Country Grammar. I'm on Frightline. Play-wise, a little exact underneath with the 6. I'm singling in spreads, and then maybe do a little hedge within the race if I'm live late. Try to beat Frightline within the race for maybe a hedge if I'm live late. But Frightline, I'm singling. Not getting cute for me, so excuse me. So I'm excited for that race. Can't wait for it. So and I got a little bit of a play here, a little transition. Let's get into Saratoga. Mary's pick 3, solid last week. That dang other second single came late. Had an interesting start. Kind of ran on late. I think it was an off track too. Might have been good. Might have been muddy even, I think, if I'm right. So I could have affected, but had the price late. Mary went 2 for 3. Solid ticket though, Mary, huh?
Yeah, and as I was telling you, I did an early pit 5 that day for $2, and I lost on the the fourth leg. So I ended up using the winner. I think it was the one horse in the second leg, because someone said, you should really look at this one.
Yeah.
But I lost on a horse called Boss Jim, which is Flavian Pratt, Carlos Martin.
Yep.
And I'm like, why didn't I just throw that one in there? Why didn't I just? Because when you have like those name association horses, like my father's name is Jim,
True.
and
that sticks out to you differently.
It sticks out to you differently, and you're like, I can't be one of those people who plays names, all stuff. Like when you're growing up and you're playing horses.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Sometimes you have to trust your intuition on that. So I have learned my lesson, and I hope you all do too.
Hey, you feel it in the gut, toss it in, right? So here's my play. We're going 11 race card today. Here's my play. We're going to go a pick 3 late, starting in race 7. I have zero opinion, as you can tell. You know how I do it. There's going to be no favorite in that first leg. I think it's going to be a price, because I think there's going to be some favorites coming home. Race 8, kind of against my style. I'm using 2 favorites because it's the same trainer with 2 different entries. Delgado has the 4-5 with the 1, 7-2 with the 3. And as we saw today at Saratoga Wednesday at Saratoga, the stakes race, the longer price of the Cassie entries won the stakes race. So didn't want to get busted out by that 3. And then we go on to race 9, our single. Kind of my best horse of that today overall, not price-wise. It could be 4-1. It's morning line is Illicit. We had Sweezy on the show. We talked about the horse. First time out, ran a solid race, had the lead, flash speed, and then it comes down to a second time out here, stays at the same level. I like Sweezy to get it done with Illicit there to finish out that pick 3. And let's get that home, huh, Mary?
I am hoping so. Especially for your birthday, hitting some tickets.
Well, let's go. Yeah, let's get some home for us. We'll see tomorrow's luck. We have some of those birthday tickets, which I kind of believe in and don't believe in. But yeah, but we got a great guest, Rudy Rodriguez Jr. coming on the show, and he gave us some input on his feelings about drafted there. It was pretty cool, Mary, because I agree with him, and I think we all kind of agree about that situation, right?
Yeah, it caused a big uproar on Twitter too. I saw a lot of people chiming in, and it was, as all of our guests know, we always, before we do our interviews, we always go over what we're going to ask people, because we're not here to, interrogate or anything like that. This is essentially a fun show that we do, really positive, and we never want to bring up something and put someone on the spot. So before the interview, we were like, yeah, we want to ask about this and this, and we kind of want to talk about drafted. And he's like, I'm so glad you brought that up, because I really want a platform to talk about it. So it was really appreciative of being able to vocalize his feelings on it. So
yeah, it's good stuff. And let's hop right into that interview now. Here is Rudy Rodriguez Jr. We're back with Billy. This week we got Rudy Rodriguez Jr., jockey agent for Luis Castro and Luis Cardenas right now. Helps out a little bit with Jose Gomez. He chimes in on his Twitter. But yeah, appreciate you taking your time to come on with us this week. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you again for having me. It's a pleasure to be on the show.
Heck yeah, try to keep that youth movement going. I know you're just getting going in the game and stuff. So just trying to show all aspects of the game, different type of people from different parts of the industry each week. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I guess we're really curious about your background and how you got into specifically wanting to be a jockey agent. You obviously grew up around horse racing for quite a while, and what made you choose this path out of all the paths you could have chose?
Well, I mean, I've been involved in the game even before I was born. I was in my mom's womb. I've been coming to the track ever since then, and just kind of growing up around the horses. I love the atmosphere, and I just love the people and the horses, of course. And it's just I don't really know anything else. I have school, college, and horses. That's it, And my background, I worked for my father since I was probably about 13 years old. Just walking the horses in the shed row on the weekends when I could. Obviously had to go to school during the week. I started when I was 13 because that was around the time he was retiring as a jockey, and he had a few horses on his own, so I helped him out when I could. And ever since then, you know, when I turned 16, I was able to take out my exercise rider license, and he put me on horses, and
Yeah.
that was fun for a time. I got on a lot of horses, and it was a great experience. I met a lot of people being around my father, a lot of owners, great people, and I'm very
Yeah.
thankful for it. And then little by little, when I turned 21, I was just finishing up my associate's degree at Nassau Community College, and I got a call from a jockey named Luis Reyes,
Yeah.
and that kind of really kicked off my career because he wanted me to help him out and take his book. And
Good stuff.
I just said, you know what, I've always been looking at it, and I would love to take the opportunity. Just give me a few months to prepare, and I'm ready to do it. I finished out the season of Saratoga with my father, exercise riding for him, and around like probably October, November, I started taking Luis's book at Belmont in the fall, and then I just kind of kickstarted it through the winter, and we had a great season together. I think we won about 20 races that winter, which was fantastic for first time doing it.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
and ever since then, we've been rolling, and everything's been great. I've had a pleasure to work with a number of very talented riders, being Luis Reyes giving me my start.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Hernandez, I absolutely love. He's a fantastic rider,
Yeah,
and at the time this year, he was actually fighting for the win column against Irad Ortiz, the best in the country, you know, and he's at a smaller track, but he's an amazing rider.
He's solid. Yeah.
Very, very good rider. A lot of talent. Whatever he wants to do in life, just, you know, keep your head on straight and he'll be wherever.
That's
and
good.
Another very talented rider that I had the pleasure of working with was Raylu Gutierrez, who is doing phenomenal at the moment. Working with Jose Santos Jr., he's a machine. I don't know how that guy does it.
Yeah, he came on our show. He's one of my buddies who I talked to when I first got on Twitter. Him and I have been talking at each other for some years now. So met him once in Vegas. We had a good time. So
that sounds like a lot of fun.
Heck yeah, we'll have to work something out sometime. For sure, that's good, man. That's you know, it's always interesting. Like you said, you grew up within the industry. It looks like you're put on a horse. Were you ever like, I want to ride? Or I don't know. I've never met you in person, so I don't know your physical stature. Were you ever trying to ever be a rider?
Well, I've always been a pretty stocky kind of man. And I actually lost a lot of weight when I started riding horses, just naturally. Yeah, it's a great workout, and I never even thought about it until I stopped. Because when I did stop, I did blow up, and it was like, wow, like, and I've been working out regularly. Nothing's changed. The diet's the same. Maybe I even eat less. But the riding horses is just a great morning workout. And I actually did try and go for it when I was probably in like 8th or 9th grade, because I was doing wrestling and I got down to 115 from like 150. So I thought I was going to be able to do it, but they didn't really go much more from there.
Yeah, it's tough to maintain that. That weight thing's tough, man. Those guys don't mess around. Like you said, it's a workout also. And then, but like you said, it's hard to maintain. You hear about what the guys, some of them have to do. Some of it's natural. Some guys are just built that way. You know, just put right into that spot. Yeah,
and they have good genes and very high metabolism.
Hey, that's for sure. I saw when I went to Saratoga first time, I happened to see Jose Gomez. I was shocked on how young he looked. For one, I don't know how old he is, and he's very. Is he taller than I think, but just lanky? He seemed tall. Am I incorrect about that? It could have been the angle I was at.
No, for a young rider, I do believe he's on the taller side for sure. He's probably about 5'6". And he's definitely on the taller side.
Solid,
but
he's solid.
He's a very slim kid, and he not even a kid. He's a young man, but he's fantastic. He's an amazing person to work with. He's
coming on strong.
Very, very hard working. You don't even have to tell him anything. He's there. If he has nothing to do, he'll show up anyway. 5:30. It's a dream. It's a dream job with him, and I don't even have to do much. He does his job. If I need him to do something, I'll shoot him a text or call him, and he studies the form very well. And he's come a long way. He's somebody that I've been able to actually see from beginning to end. Well, beginning to now, currently.
Yeah.
He's made a tremendous amount of progress. I can't even imagine. I can't even tell you, because I remember him last year, and I would see him in the gym, and I didn't really know him too well, and he would just be running with his friends, and I knew somewhat of him, and he was exercise riding for Kelly Breen, and we were friendly, of course, and now look, we're working together, and he's just fantastic, and yeah, he's just an Angel Cordero, who's the main agent. Me and him, we work together on him, and from last year to now, the progress that how he looks on a horse, how he studies a race, where he needs to be in position wise, is amazing. It's come full circle, and I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, you got a nice. You're working with 3 solid riders. Looks like you guys are doing the right things, putting them in the right spots. I know it can be difficult for sure.
Yeah, but thank you.
Yeah.
So, I guess we definitely wanted to ask, because of the timing of everything in the situation. Drafted ran this weekend on Saturday, and there's kind of a situation going on with a HISA violation in one of your jockeys. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, of course. I appreciate you letting me give my opinion on the subject. I feel like it's very sad, because we had this Mr. David Dugan does a great job, and he has a small stable, and the owners for giving us this amazing opportunity. We're not really a household name rider yet, with Luis Castro being the rider, and we've had tremendous success with them this year, and for them letting us come to Saratoga and trusting us to ride the Grade 1 is unbelievable. So obviously we're going to give 110% effort out there, and we during the race, I thought he was going to be able to get 4th position on the board, which is great in the Grade 1. It's huge. And I wish the rules were a little clearer, because if they said if we hit one last time, he hit 10 total strikes. Obviously he went over, but when you're going and the horse is really responding, the horse never stopped moving. I thought we were going to get 4th place for sure. Yeah. And we didn't, and I thought it would have been a good scenario. If we had to take a fine, we had to take days. That's not a problem. But when we found out that the owners were going to be penalized, that was both of our hearts sunk, because it's just all that work for nothing. I know I've been on the other side with my father training, and it's just not a good thing for the industry as a whole.
I'm 100% on your side. I chimed in about it. I didn't know the rule, because David Duggan's been on our show. He's I call him a friend. I've never met him, but I follow him. Him and I talk to each other, so it hurt me also. It's my little connection to him, and I know how he, like you said, it's small. They're like, not that 4th place means a lot in the Grade 1 to those type of barns. So totally get where everyone's coming from. I didn't know that was the penalty to the owner side. Yeah, like you said, jockey takes something. Okay, maybe he eats something, but to go to the next level, I didn't know it was connected. And someone retweeted me, said yes, the owners are attached. So I hope they fix that, because that's just not right at all levels.
I agree. I wish that wasn't part of the rules, or I wish we had a little clearer understanding of the rules, because they're just put into place but not really explained. They just said that you have 6 strikes, but then in the article I was reading, they said if you hit 7 to 9 times, you would have gotten a $250 fine and maybe a 1-day suspension, compared to $500 fine, 3 days, and the purse is taken away if you hit 10. So that I wish we were a little clearer on that.
Right. It seems like it's going to be a big learning process. It seems like it's going to be a pretty big learning process for the entire industry when these rules were put into place July 1st by HISA. So I think there just seems to be a lot of new figuring out what's the real.
Of course, we're only almost 2 months into it. It's still relatively new. I think there's room for improvement, and obviously people are going to make mistakes. It's just that it's heavy penalties at the moment that I don't think should be there.
No, that doesn't match the they need to have a little, kind of match the, I know your family. I don't know, but I know your family's about horse safety. You guys are deep in the game. Years of proving that. You know what I mean? So I know you're about it. We're all about the safety side. So we agree with the change. Yeah, some penalties, but some stuff doesn't fit the crime, as they would say like this, doesn't at all. So hopefully, I think there's an appeal process. Hopefully those funds somehow get back to the ownership groups all involved in that.
I hope so too.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so let's, on another note, what else you got going on coming up this fall? So you kind of go down to this is kind of interesting for everyone. You got the double aqueduct coming up, correct? Is that your next move?
Yes, that's home for me, and that's what I plan on doing this fall and winter. Just having Luis Cardenas at Aqueduct, and Jose Gomez as well. He will be doing, he would probably be doing, as well as the other two. They will be doing Meadowlands if possible.
Oh yeah,
and parks. So that's just the East Coast circuit that we're attached to, and we'll see how it goes from there.
That's great stuff. Hey, I want to thank you again for coming on. It's been great. Just keep it quick. Got the 30-minute show. All this info has been great, man. Watch out for Rudy Rodriguez Jr. coming up here in the game. I think big things are coming. He has a nice stable of jockeys here. And once again, hopefully the owners get that money back for drafted for all parties there. So thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you again, Mike and Mary. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll do this again soon.
Yeah, for sure. Look forward to talking to you coming up and check you out at Aqueduct.
Thank you.
All right, peace.
And we are back. What a cool interview, huh? A young man growing up in the game, trying to make a name for himself. It's probably difficult with your dad being who he is. All right.
Right. I mean, there's advantages, but there's also some disadvantages.
Correct.
So he's doing great. You can tell he's very passionate. I mean, just the way that he described the whole drafted situation and how his heart sunk when that news came about. So he's definitely going to do the right things and kind of lead with the whole empathy, which is great. We love to see that.
Yeah, love that. Thanks again for taking the time, Rudy Rodriguez Jr., for coming on the show. And let's hop into the horse of the week here. Got a cool family photo, what we're all about. There it is. What we got here, Mary?
So this was submitted to us by Gene. And this is his family with a horse called Summer Brew. So one of his friends, who we tagged Creighton up, owns a piece of this horse, and they were at Saratoga, and the family came over to say hi.
Isn't that great? That's what it's all about right there. Horses getting that love, bring your family to the track. It's good stuff from Gene.
Yeah, definitely. And, we're kind of talking about family here, our theme, like Rudy Rodriguez Jr. and his family. And we have this photo of the family. Wouldn't it be cool if we could get some families and horse racing on? It's almost like instead of this being like a late night talk show, it's almost like Graham Norton. We bring the whole family on the couch.
Yeah, bring them on, right?
That would be a lot of fun.
Maybe we do a couple episodes like that. I like it. And let's hop into, and funny, we're on that family note for the horse of the day. It is from the Rodriguez family. His brother is the trainer of this horse. Both lost in Rome. Race 2. Horse that won next time out. I love that. Horse was this off-sold, but showed some talent late. It's at this distance 3 times, 3 second places. So it obviously comfortable with the distance. This is race 2 today at Saratoga. The 3 lost in Rome with Gustavo Rodriguez. That's how you say his first name, I think. And I think this horse can get it done. Has a good record. Look at the Saratoga, 5 tries, 2 seconds, a win, and a third. So it likes the track. See if we get this home. Should be a little bit of a price there. So that's race 2 today. Lost in Rome. And last week.
Yeah, Lulu.
Go ahead. Well, got busy. Did not plan for the off track. I was playing the horse either way. It won on the dirt, so they left him on. I trust the trainer. Trainer could have scratched the horse if he knew it was off the turf. He left him in. So got a little bit of price there. Let's see if we can do it 2 weeks in a row. get these home. Once again, my birthday, got a little shot here. Thanks for everyone for coming in, stopping by. Another week of the Smoke and Mare Show. It's all cash sales tickets, and cheers to another year for me.
Woohoo! Happy birthday again, and thank you for celebrating Rennie's birthday with us.
Peace. Thanks, guys.